Hi guys, this is Saurav and today we're going to see about the clinicals of the radial nerve. So guys, if you haven't watched my last video regarding the course and the distribution and the branches of the radial nerve, so guys go and watch that video first. So the radial nerve can be damaged mainly at three places. The first one is the axilla, the second one is the spiral groove, and the third one is the elbow. So we're going to see what gonna happen and how to differentiate at which place the patient coming to you had the damaged nerve. So guys, first we're going to see about the axilla. So suppose a patient come to you, so someone is having a damaged radial nerve in the axilla. So all the innervation that is provided by the radial nerve below the axilla will get affected. So we will see the motor innervation first. So guys, all the head of the triceps is provided either in the axilla or in the spiral groove. So all the head will be paralyzed. All the head of the triceps will be paralyzed. Because of that, the person will not able to extend the elbow. If you will come down, the brachialis and the brachioradialis and the extensor carpi radialis longus, if these muscles are paralyzed, the person will have some problem in supination as well as the flexion of the arm. But the person will able to flex the arm, but he will say you that I am having some problem. So if you will come down, these are the extensor muscle. Okay, all are the extensor muscle. So if the extensor muscle of the forearm is paralyzed, then the person will have the wrist drop. As you can see in this pic, this person is having the wrist drop. Is all the extensor muscle is paralyzed. So the person will not able to extend his wrist. So he will not able to do this motion. His wrist will be dropped. Okay, now we're gonna see the sensory loss. So guys, as I told you that all the loss will be there if there is the damage in the axilla. So the person will not have the sensation in back of the arm as well as the lateral of the arm, and the person will not have the sensation in this area, that is the posterior surface of the forearm. Okay, and the most important thing to verify that it is the damage of the radial nerve only. So see this area, this 3.5 finger from the lateral side in the dorsal surface. Okay, the person will not have the sensation in this area. So if a patient come to you, he complains that he is not having sensation in this area, then you have to check at which place the radial nerve is damaged. Now we're going to see what going to happen if the radial nerve is damaged in the spiral groove. So suppose after this point the arm start and the innervation that is given above the arm will not be affected. Okay, only the innervation that will be given below the arm that will be affected if there is damage in the spiral groove. So what I'm trying to say, that suppose a patient come to you and he's showing all the symptom that I said earlier, but he's saying that he's able to extend the elbow with some effort, and he didn't lose the sensation at this place. I'll show you, and he didn't lose the sensation at this place. Means he's having the sensation in the posterior part of the arm, and all the complaint he's saying except that he's having sensation in the posterior part of the arm and he's able to extend his elbow with some effort. It means that the branches that is given above the spiral groove, or you can say the upper arm, is okay. Means the nerve has been damaged in the spiral groove or in the upper arm. So you will get to know that the person is having damage in the upper arm. So now we will see what are the symptoms he will show. He will tell you that he is having some problem in flexion of the arm because of paralysis of brachialis and the brachioradialis. Okay, and he will show the wrist drop. Note that the wrist will drop in this case also, because all the extensor will be paralyzed. He will tell you that he is having the loss of, and he will complain that he is not having the sensation in the posterior forearm as well as these 3.5 area. So this is how you can differentiate at which place the nerve has damage. Now the third condition is that he is having the damage of the nerve at the level of elbow. So guys, at the level of elbow, just think this is the elbow and he's having damage here. So all the innervation that has been given before damage will be okay, and the innervation that is given after damage will get affected. So what you can see, suppose a patient come to you, so if he will have damage in the elbow, he will complain you about the wrist stop because of paralysis of all the extensor muscle, and he will be complaining that he is not having sensation in this area, that is 3.5 of the dorsum of the hand from the lateral side. So guys, I hope you had got the concepts. I had told you everything that regarding the clinicals of the radial nerve. So I will post some of the clinical questions soon on my Instagram handle. So if you haven't checked my Instagram handle, go and check out my handle in the link. It will be given there. And don't forget to subscribe my channel for the knowledgeful and simplified content. So guys, this is Saurav signing out.